Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A with a fashion designer, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. So let's get right into the video. So I have some questions that are norm to ask fashion designers, and I'm going to go ahead and answer them for you. So the first question is, what inspired you to pursue a career in fashion design? So it's actually a funny story. I didn't know how to sew anything really besides like sewing in like tracks, like doing sew-ins on hair. And I was like, oh, if I can sew in hair, I can sew clothes. Now that doesn't really make sense, but it makes sense in my head. And when I did try my hand at sewing, it obviously worked out. But most importantly, I think that I just like creating things for people in one-of-a-kind pieces. Like the look on people's face when you make something just for them and it's one of one is just amazing, and I love that. The next question is, can you describe your design aesthetic or signature style? So I love to call myself the diamond princess. I love anything that's sparkly. I love things that's over the top. I like things that's extra. To be honest, like although I've made like regular clothing items and everything like that, my passion is making things that are more extravagant, extra. Like when when you look at it, like you would just know like, oh, it's almost like it's doing too much, but that's well, I love it. I like over the top stuff. I definitely love working with lace fabrics, a lot of the time sequin fabrics, but anything that has a sparkle and everything like that, that's mostly what I like. And as far as like actual like aesthetic, I just really like things that are like super girly. Like I'm not really into streetwear or some of the other ones that are just like in between. Like I really like girly look, glitz and glamour. Like that's my favorite. So the next question is, how do you stay updated on current fashion trends and industry developments? I would say, to be honest, I do look at fashion trends, but I would say not as much as probably most fashion designers. Like I'm not looking at these fashion blogs and everything like that that talk about fashion. I do what feels right for me. Now, of course, there are some things that truly go out of style. So you can kind of see, like, even if you're looking at the Golden Globe Awards or the latest award shows, you can kind of see like what people are wearing, what they've stopped wearing, so you can keep up with that. But fashion never dies to me. Like I feel like do whatever your heart tells you to do, to create. Like that's the beauty of fashion design. You can bring anything back, any style, so I go with my heart. I just do what I like. And there's always an audience for what you're interested in. I tell people that all the time. There's always an audience for the things that you are interested in. Someone wants what you're selling. And your target audience, may not be the people that are looking at these vlogs and keeping up with current trends. But do what is comfortable for you. Do what you love. And that makes it much better. What's the next one? What is your creative process like when starting a new collection? I haven't done a collection in a minute, but I absolutely need to do one soon. But I think when I first started, I didn't have it wasn't clear cut. I would be like, okay, I'm gonna do this fabric. Maybe if the theme was like streetwear, like maybe I'll do cargo pants, this, that, like plan it out like that. But I think what's more important, what I have noticed and what I think is more important to do, is to create a name for your collection. that will help you know like what outfits are going to speak to you, what you should be making, what fabric, before you even choose the fabric. Like, you have to have something in mind when you're creating that. And to be honest, like, I'm not great at sketching. Like, I used to be able to sketch, but I stopped, and now I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm reteaching myself again. So a lot of the things that I've made, or that I see, like, they're just in my head. I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do, X, Y, and Z. So one thing I am also trying to do is be intentional about making sure my ideas are on paper. So I am, like I said, teaching myself to draw again, because I think it's important also for your clients to be able to see your work. Okay, they need a SketchUp. Although I might have it in my mind to do something, like, that's not tangible for somebody else who is putting blind trust into me to do something for them, like obviously making a gown or an outfit or whatever the case may be. Let's see, I think I have 10 questions here. Okay, can you walk us through the journey of bringing a design from concept to the runway or store? That's kind of, I guess I really answered that question in saying that learning to sketch, but really just seeing, like, when I create an image in my head and I'm like, this is something I know I want to do, like, I will work on it and perfect it until it's to my liking, and then I would present it to the public. But one of the things that I've noticed that you have to do is build anticipation for, like, the things that you're gonna do. Because if you just post, sometimes like, oh, I like this, or I don't. But it's like keeping people engaged and waiting for your next drops, which are all things that I am working on. But it's definitely a journey being a fashion designer, but I absolutely love it. Wouldn't trade it for the world, and it's yours, And then the next one is, how do you approach incorporating sustainability and ethical practices into your designs? Ooh. You guys, I wouldn't say that, like, I'm so, like, eco-friendly and I'm all about, like, saving the fabric, repurposing it. But I am truly inspired by individuals who take the scraps and make designs with them. Like, that's one of the things I want to be able to do. But the other thing is that you have to be able to store all of that scrap fabric. And I don't have a storefront, so that would literally be me storing the fabric at my house. So I'm working on it. I would definitely love to come up with an idea to prevent waste. In fact, if you have any ideas for me to prevent waste with my fabric scraps, please let me know in the comments. Because I definitely care about the planet and everything, and I want to make sure that I'm doing that. I think I just haven't figured out a way to bring that to light. But if someone has an idea, like I said, put it in the comments. I will definitely take a look and see if it's something I can do. Okay, the next one is, what challenges have you faced in your career as a fashion designer, and how have you overcome them? What's the biggest thing I faced? I think when I was first starting out, there were people that wanted to come to me, who wanted to be a client, but they didn't see, like, the specific design that they wanted on my page. They hadn't saw that I've done it already. So obviously you're nervous, right? Like, we've seen a lot of those videos, like what I ordered versus what I got. Like, I never wanted to be in one of those situations, but I will say, if there was something I truly felt like I couldn't do, I would not do it. I would say, hey, that's out of my scope. Like, I would turn it down, because I'm not one of those people. I wouldn't even risk like setting anybody up like that, like, you know, with the outfit that looks crazy. But they don't, you know, obviously a stranger would not know that about you. But the most difficult is, I guess, like getting people to believe in you. Sometimes you have to believe in yourself. Everything you put out, everything you drop, it has to be something you like. That's why I said you have to make sure it's something that you like, not what people like. It has to be what you like. And oftentimes too, what I think you'll find yourself doing, if you're recreating things from other designers, or you're doing things that the client comes with versus spending time creating your own collections or doing things for yourself, it is very tiring. The one thing I love about fashion design is that it allows you to be creative. It shows your creativity. And when you're basically taking orders from other people because you're going with whatever they want, you kind of lose that individuality, and I don't really like that part. It's not my favorite. But there are other challenges too. There are plenty of challenges that come with being a fashion designer, but that's one of the things, is getting people to believe in you, is see, you know, what you see in your work. Okay, number 8 is, can you share a memorable experience or a project that has influenced your work? So the memorable experience that I have is when I did my internship a couple of years with Yanni B, and she is in Sanford, Florida. That internship really allowed me to take my designs to the next level, because before that I was mostly doing like birthday dresses, everyday outfits, and you kind of get stuck in that sometimes. And I really wanted to branch out. I was like, I'm tired of doing the everyday outfit, I'm tired of doing the birthday outfit. I really want to do gowns. I want to do something different. Like I want to do it bigger. And that has allowed me to be able to work on some of the things that I'm working on now, which is great. But I think that her mentorship just really helped me, not only like learning new techniques about sewing, but about business, like being able to see her run her business. And so I figured out, you know, things that I would want to do or not do in my own business, and that was very beneficial. And that still helps me to this day, so shout out to her. Okay, so the next question is, how do you see the future of fashion evolving, and what role do you hope to play in it? So fashion design has definitely been changing in the last couple years. As we've seen in the media, it's getting very, like, some of the work can be a little lazy, at least from mainstream designers. But I will say, the fashion trend and the fashion design like that I love is the Nigerian like dresses, like the African gowns. I absolutely love. They are like standard now. And the role that I feel like I play in it, or how I'm going to put myself in the best position as a fashion designer, is I've been taking courses, you guys, to be able to create those corsets, and to make the gowns like that. Because the thing is, like, people are not looking for the regular anymore. They don't just want the regular prom dresses. They want extravagant. But to be honest, there are other issues around people wanting those type of gowns and what they're willing to pay, but that's really like a conversation for another time, another video. But I think staying updated on the fashion trends is definitely most important, and then continuing, I would say, like, continuing education, but continuing to hone in on your skills, take classes, you know, just doing what you can do on your end, to be able to provide as many services as you can for your business. But I am taking my time with coming out with a new collection, rebranding and deciding which services I want to offer, because long term it's going to be more beneficial for me to take my time with it, because a lot of people rush into things and then they get caught in a cycle, and I don't want it to be like that. I want to really have everything well thought out. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now. I am rebranding. I've been doing internships, I have been taking classes, and you guys will see me come back bigger and better. That's all I can say about that. And then the last question is, what advice do you give to aspiring fashion designers looking to enter the industry? The number one thing I want to let people know is never let someone else dictate your price. Again, never let anyone else dictate your price. Okay? When you have put in the time, the effort, training, or whatever it may be, don't let anyone tell you that your price, like something isn't worth the price that you say it is. It absolutely is, if that's what you feel like it's worth. You'll have a lot of people try to like haggle with you, or no. Now you can work with somebody's budget, which is very different than providing what they want at a lower price. Never lower your price. And also, another one that I really want people to know is, if a client is seeming like they're going to be too difficult, they probably will, and you should absolutely tell them you can't do it. That's something I wish I would have done, but I think in the beginning you're so scared, you just want, you've been in your clientele, you want them to be happy, you want to have good reviews, but at the end of the day, like, don't burn yourself out trying to do things for people, and they're really just trying to get over it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it at all. And that's actually the last question. So I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always, thank you guys so much.